To understand what is coming, you need to know who you are. To understand who you are, you need to know where you come from. Wake up, America! Native Americans literally call themselves the Red Tribe. Settlers also referred to the natives as the Red Man, which history has slanted to dispel any understanding of who they are. It is not war paint, of red ochre, that gave them this moniker. It is their bloodline. And Indian is not a misnomer of Christopher Columbus. Indian is Idi Amin. Esau? Whose name meant red.
The U.S. government classified natives on census documents as white. The brother of white Jacob must also be of the same race. Race doesn't mean color. Race means bloodlines. So if Jacob was white, his brother was also. However, the mothers of their children are where the physical appearance diverges. The U.S. government understood who the natives were. The word indigenous is also a mystifying or mystifying term. Again, it leads back to the term Idi Amin. Indigenous. Of the gene pool Indi.
Many dictionary definitions are misdefined to intentionally mystify. They are there to misdirect you from the true meaning of the word. All words are self-defining if you look at the components that they are built from. For example, freedom is clear-cut. But independence? Dependence. To be dependent of another. Witchcraft exposed. Hopefully that has broken the enchantment Webster has wreaked on the mind. Look at the words. They don't need to be defined. To be defined, is to be deafened. Made deaf. Our history has been minced around and fabricated to make sure you don't have a clue what is coming. If you blink you will miss it. To understand what is coming you must understand who you are. And to understand who you are, you must understand where you come from, something most Americans know nothing of. Western culture is the only one on earth that follows the laws of God in specific biblical context in our legal system, and in our Constitution. This is because we are the many that were scattered, and gathered again in one place. America is the only place on earth that fits the bill. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Black, white, Asian, or anything else an American looks like means nothing. We, Israel, were scattered to all corners of the earth. That means we look like anyone, from everywhere. Why do you think they keep pushing racial division? Because they have to break us down to attack us. We're too strong together. That's why they keep trying to drive a wedge. Color isn't race, people. Color is color. Race is family. This country is the greatest mix of all colors, creeds, and heritage on earth. That ever has been. The synagogue of Satan, who pretends to be Jewish, owns the media. They own Hollywood, the TV stations, news corporations, and radio. They control the airwaves, which is the weapon they wield against us every day, from movie theaters, to Broadway, the broad road, to piped-in music in every public space, which is a quite effective way to plant things in your mind, if you don't pay attention to the words. Passive listening, or watching, is all they need from you to destroy your relationships, outlook, attitude, and beliefs. Guard your mind. Most people seem to think Esau is extinct. They are not. They were moved off of their land. We can see from the difference between Jacob's inheritance and Esau's possession of their respective lands, in the Bible, that Esau was never meant to hold Seir forever. They left. Let's examine Esau's characteristics, blessing, and the origin of his wives. His name means red, and while we know he was a white man, he obviously had red hair, and a lot of it. He was a hunter, a man of the field. God did not favor hunters, to be clear. Animal husbandry means they are cared for before their use has come, and the care that goes into that is tedious. The animals don't struggle to find food, their health is maintained, and they are guaranteed safety. To be a hunter is a predatory action, usually reserved to animals. So, Esau was a hunter, a man of the field. Extra-biblical texts state that he killed Nimrod, after going on a stealing spree and raping a virgin. All of this is said to have occurred after the death of his grandfather, Abraham. The reason behind the murder is probably to reclaim the birthright that was stolen from his line, the possession of Noah, which was the godskin, made by the Creator's own hands for Adam. It was to be passed through the line of Shem, but Ham stole it from his father, while he was drunk.
This would explain more thoroughly why Esau didn't care about the birthright his father could offer him, and why he sold it for soup. Also, why he was so exhausted he would die if he had no food. The extra dimension given to this story makes it all fall in place. We can see from these extra details that God worked the lesser to be greater, because he does not respect force. And Jacob tricked their father, but did so at the behest of his mother. Of the two, he was less guilty. The blessings the two received are very different. Away from the fatness of the earth, you will live by your sword, toil in service to your brother, but when you grow weary you will break the yoke off of your neck. Esau's blessing has been altered, and no longer reads correctly, just as the lion and the lamb verse is altered. If you know, you know. If you don't see it, I can't help you. Only faith can. In context of who is who, Native America is the only logical answer. We inhabit the same land. We haven't seen the Red Nation rise, but look around online and you will see signs of it brewing. A war is coming. Israel battle lines will be Israel versus Esau in the end. At the sheepfold, called Basra, we will be prisoners of the Red Nation. Prepare yourselves, spiritually. It's not flesh and blood we wrestle with. Why do you think the Bible says to the end of the world is appointed Esau, and to Jacob, the beginning? Israel holds salvation, the second life. And our brother seeks to end us in this one. Jerusalem. Peace be with you all, and God bless you.
If you look into Native American lore and legends, you will quickly notice a common thread they share. There are many tribes with stories about twins, a good one and an evil one. Also, they commonly feature a trickster. Jacob, perhaps? A notable feature of Native culture is their clan structures. Most tribes follow a matrilineal clan. Why is this significant? Because their progenitor gave away his birthright and lost his blessing. That means it fell to the maternal line. Let me clarify. In Western culture, your last name is inherited from your father. As a woman, you take your husband's family name when you marry. Or as a man, you carry on your family's name. This is a patrilineal structured society. Native American culture has adopted our system, albeit mostly coerced by the government at the turn of the 1900s. However, the natural line is through their maternal side. The clan names descended through the females. The land inheritance was given to daughters, and a man would move in with his wife's family, in many tribes' traditions. Not a patriarchy. Women were consulted on business, and had more pull than the men in many instances.